You open your phone. Someone made six figures last month. They swear it was easy. You believe them for a second? Then you don't. You've tried before. A course, a dropshipping store, a crypto coin someone's cousin promised would 10 times by Friday. You remember exactly how it ended. Money gone. Motivation gone. That specific kind of quiet embarrassment where you don't tell anyone what happened. Here's the strange part. You're not bad at this. You're not lazy, and you're not stupid. Your brain is doing exactly what it evolved to do. And that is precisely the problem. For most of human history, there was no such thing as a get-rich-quick scheme. There was food, or there wasn't. There was danger, or there wasn't. Decisions had to be fast, and they had to feel urgent, because hesitation could get you killed. Your brain built a set of shortcuts to survive that world. It rewards you instantly for taking action. It punishes you savagely for losing what you already have. It searches, endlessly, for the next spike of possibility. Those shortcuts kept your ancestors alive on a savanna. Now they're being aimed, on purpose, at your bank account. In the late 1970s, two psychologists named Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky ran a series of experiments that would later win a Nobel Prize. They wanted to know how people actually make decisions involving risk and money, not how a perfectly rational calculator would decide, how a real human brain decides. What they found was strange. People don't weigh gains and losses equally. Losing $100 feels roughly twice as painful as gaining $100 feels good. Kahneman and Tversky called this loss aversion, and it explains something you've probably felt but never named. Why does the fear of missing out override your better judgment? Because your brain isn't calculating the odds of getting rich. It's calculating the pain of being left behind. When you see someone else winning, your brain doesn't file that under interesting information. It files it under you are losing something right now. And that feeling is unbearable enough to make you click buy, invest, or sign up before you've thought it through. This is why the trading app shows you the coin that already went up. This is why the ad shows you the guy in the boat. You're not being shown an opportunity. You're being shown a loss that hasn't happened to you yet. But loss aversion is only half the trap. The other half is timing. And this is where things get genuinely strange. A researcher named George Ainsley spent decades studying something called hyperbolic discounting. In simple terms, it means your brain doesn't value the future the way it values right now. Ask most people whether they'd rather have $100 today or $110 in a month, and a huge number choose today. Ask the same people if they'd rather have $100 in 12 months or $110 in 13 months, and they'll happily wait the extra month. Same extra $10. Same 1 month wait. Completely different answer. Because your brain doesn't treat the future as real. Not really. A reward next year feels abstract, almost theoretical. A reward today feels like it's already yours. This is why get rich quick beats get rich slowly in your head every single time, even when the slow path is mathematically safer and more likely to work. Compound interest, index funds, a boring savings habit, none of it can compete with a countdown timer promising a payout by Friday. Your brain isn't built to feel the value of 8% annual growth. It's built to feel the value of right now. Why does distance change the math? There's a reason this shows up so specifically around money, and not around, say, choosing what to eat for lunch. Money is abstract. It's a symbol, not a real thing you can hold, smell, or taste. Your brain didn't evolve to reason about abstract symbols. It evolved to reason about berries, threats, mates, and status within a small group of maybe 150 people. Robin Dunbar, an anthropologist who studied primate group sizes, found that number again and again across human societies, ancient and modern. 150. That's roughly the number of relationships your brain is built to track and compare yourself against. Now scale that up. The internet doesn't show you 150 people. It shows you millions. Every day, your ancient status tracking system is fed a stream of people who appear richer, faster, and luckier than you at a volume your brain was never designed to process. It doesn't know the difference between a neighbor who got a promotion and a stranger on another continent who staged a photo next to a rented car. Status is status. A win is a win. And your brain reacts to every single one of them as if it happened in your own tribe. That's not a character flaw. That's a mismatch between a Stone Age filter and a fire hose it was never built to handle. Which brings us to the third piece, the part that actually gets you to press the button. In the 1990s, a neuroscientist named Wolfram Schultz was studying dopamine in the brains of monkeys. The assumption at the time was that dopamine was released when you got a reward. Food in this case. But Schultz found something more interesting. The biggest dopamine spikes didn't happen when the monkey received the reward. They happened when the reward was uncertain, when there was maybe a 50% chance of getting it. Not guaranteed, not hopeless, maybe. That uncertainty is the most addictive state your brain can be in. It's why slot machines are more compelling than a vending machine. It's why checking your portfolio feels different than checking your paycheck. A guaranteed outcome barely moves your dopamine at all. A maybe moves it enormously. Casinos figured this out long before neuroscientists could prove it. So did the people who designed the apps sitting on your home screen right now. Pull to refresh, random rewards, the small chance of a big win buried inside an otherwise routine action. All of it is built on the same 50% sweet spot Schultz found in those monkeys decades ago. You are not weak for feeling pulled toward it. You are responding to a system engineered, with real precision, around the oldest reward circuitry your species has. Every get-rich-quick pitch you've ever seen is built, whether the creator knows it or not, around this exact mechanism. It's never, "you will make money." It's always, "you could." That single word, could, is doing more psychological work than the entire rest of the pitch combined. So picture what's actually happening the next time you see one of these opportunities. Loss aversion tells you that everyone else is winning and you're already behind. Hyperbolic discounting tells you that the fast path feels infinitely more valuable than the slow one, even when it isn't. And the dopamine system floods you with anticipation the moment maybe enters the picture. 3 separate ancient systems, all firing at once, all aimed at the same click. You were never irrational for falling for it. You were operating exactly as designed. A brain built for scarcity, chased by threat, calibrated for the next 24 hours, meeting a machine that was engineered deliberately to exploit every one of those settings. This is the part nobody tells you. The problem was never your discipline. So what actually works? Not a hack, not a trick to outthink your own brain, because you can't outthink evolution with willpower alone. What works is removing the decision from the moment. People who build real wealth rarely do it through a single dramatic bet. They do it by making one boring decision, one time, and then automating it so their present-tense brain never gets a vote again. Automatic transfers, long-time horizons picked in advance, skills built slowly, on a schedule, whether or not they feel exciting that day. It's not thrilling. It will never trend. Nobody is going to make a video showing you their boat because they left a percentage of their paycheck in an index fund for 15 years without checking it. But that's exactly why it works. It never asks your dopamine system for permission. Think about the people you actually know, in real life, who quietly became financially comfortable. Not the ones performing wealth online, the ones you've actually met. Chances are, none of them can point to a single dramatic moment where it happened. There's no cinematic scene. There's no countdown. Just years of a decision they made once and then never had to make again, because they'd already removed themselves from the equation. Compare that to the version of you that opens a trading app 4 times a day. Every check-in is a fresh roll of the dice for your dopamine system. Every red or green number is a tiny hit of maybe. You're not investing at that point. You're feeding the exact mechanism Schultz found in those monkeys, one refresh at a time. The app isn't broken. It's working exactly as intended, and it was never designed with your bank account as the priority. There's a reason none of this feels obvious in the moment. Your ancient brain isn't running in the background quietly. It's running the show. The prefrontal cortex, the part of you capable of long-term planning, is slower, and it's easily overridden by faster, older circuitry the instant urgency or possibility shows up. That's not a design flaw specific to you. It's the architecture every human being is issued at birth. So the next time you catch yourself wanting to chase something fast, try asking a different question than the one the pitch wants you to ask. Not, "What if this works?" Ask, "Would I still want this if I had to wait 5 years and never got to tell anyone about it?" Take away the urgency, take away the status, take away the maybe, and see what's actually left. Most fast money opportunities evaporate under that question. The ones that don't tend to look a lot more boring than the ad made them seem. Think about what you were chasing when you clicked on that promise of fast money. It wasn't really the money. It was the relief of certainty in a world your brain still, somewhere underneath all the code and screens, experiences as dangerous and unpredictable. You wanted the maybe to resolve into a yes, right now, because right now is the only time frame your ancient brain fully believes in. Tonight, when you see the next post promising an easy payout, you'll feel the same tug, the urgency, the fear of missing something, the flicker of maybe. That isn't weakness. That's a few 100,000 years of survival wiring, doing exactly what it was built to do, in a world it was never built for. Please, subscribe, Like and watch the next video.